All right, guys. Now we have already read pages 1 through 18 together in class, but I'm going to go ahead and read it and have it posted on Google Classroom just so it can help you in case you ever need to go back and you need to listen to it again. Okay. All right. Title of the first chapter looks like this. Now, what you'll notice about this book is that it's not exactly in paragraph form. Okay. So if you look, it's not exactly like one long big page filled with words. It's little sections of wording. And I think a big part of that is because we are hearing the story from Ivan, who is the gorilla, Ivan's point of view. So think about a gorilla. Do you think he would be speaking in sentences and paragraphs and pages? So I think the author is really trying to get us to hear the story from Ivan. And now this is Ivan right here. He's our main character. All right, I'm going to get started. And the chapters are very short, so we're not going to reference them by chapters. Instead, we are going to reference them by pages. So, for example, I'm doing pages 1 through 18 today. But in that 1 through 18 pages, we're going to do quite a few chapters. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Title of my first chapter here is called Hello. Hello. I am Ivan. I am a gorilla. It's not as easy as it looks. Here's our next chapter. Told you they're quick, they're short. Title of our next chapter is called Names. People call me the freeway gorilla, the ape at exit 8, the one and only Ivan, mighty silverback. The names are mine, but they're not me. I am Ivan. Just Ivan. Only Ivan. Humans waste words. They toss them like banana peels and leave them to rot. Everyone knows the peels are the best part. I suppose you think gorillas can't understand you. Of course, you also probably think we can't walk upright. Try knuckle dragging for an hour. You tell me, which way is more fun? The title of our next chapter here is called Patience. I've learned to understand human words over the years, but understanding human speech is not the same as understanding humans. Humans speak too much. They chatter like chimps, crowding the world with their noise even when they have nothing to say. It took me some time to recognize all those human sounds, to weave words into things. But I was patient. Patient is a useful way to be when you're an ape. Gorillas are as patient as stones. Humans, not so much. Title of our next chapter here is called How I Look. I used to be a wild gorilla. I still look the part. I have a gorilla's shy gaze, a gorilla's sly smile. I wear a snowy saddle of fur, the uniform of a silverback. When the sun warms my back, I cast a gorilla's majestic shadow. In my size, humans see a test of themselves. They hear fighting words on the wind, when all I'm thinking is how the late day sun reminds me of They hear fighting words on the wind, when all I'm thinking is how the late day sun reminds me of a ripe nectarine. I'm mightier than any human. 400 pounds of pure power. My body looks made for battle. My arms outstretched span taller than the tallest human. My family tree spreads wide as well. I am a great ape, and you are a great ape. And so are chimpanzees, and orangutans, and baboons, all of us distant and distrustful cousins. I know this is troubling. I too find it hard to believe there is a connection across time and space, linking me to a race of ill-mannered clowns. Chimps. There's no excuse for them. All right, title of the next chapter. The Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. I live in a human habitat called the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. We are conveniently located off I-95 with shows at 2, 4, and 7, 365 days a year. Mac says that when he answers the thrilling telephone, Mac works here at the mall. He's the boss. I work here too. I'm the gorilla. At the Big Top Mall, a creaky music carousel spins all day, and monkeys and parrots live amid the merchants. In the middle of the mall is a ring with benches where humans can sit on their rumps while they eat soft pretzels. The floor is covered with sawdust made of dead trees. My domain is at one end of the ring. I live here because I am too much gorilla and not enough human. Stella's domain is next to mine. Stella is an elephant. She and Bob, who is a dog, are my dearest friends. At present, I do not have any gorilla friends. My domain is made of thick glass and rusty metal and rough cement. Stella's domain is made of metal bars. The sun bear's domain is wood. The parrot's is wire mesh. 3 of my walls are glass. 1 of them is cracked, and a small piece, about the size of my hand, is missing from its bottom corner. I made the hole with the baseball bat Mac gave me for my 6th birthday. After that, he took the bat away. But he let me keep the baseball that came with it. A jungle scene is painted on one of my domain walls. It has a waterfall, without water, and flowers, without scent, and trees, without roots. I didn't paint it, but I enjoy the way the shapes flow across my wall, even if it isn't much of a jungle. I am lucky my domain has 3 windowed walls. I can see the whole mall and a bit of the world beyond. The frantic pinball machines, the pink pillows of cotton candy, the vast and treeless parking lot. Beyond the lot is a freeway where cars stampede without end. A giant sign at its edge beckons them to stop and rest like gazelles at a watering hole. The sign is faded, the colors bleeding, and I know what it says. Mac reads its words aloud one day. Come to the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade, home of the one and only Ivan, Mighty Silverback. Sadly, I cannot read, although I wish I could. Reading stories would make a fine way to fill my empty hours. Once, however, I was able to enjoy a book left in my domain by one of my keepers. It tasted like termite. The freeway billboard was a drawing of Mac in his clown clothes, and Stella on her hind legs, and an angry animal with fierce eyes and unkempt hair. That animal is supposed to be me, but the artist made a mistake. I am never angry. Anger is precious. A silverback uses anger to maintain order and warn his troop of danger. When my father beat his chest, it was to say, beware, listen, I am in charge. I am angry to protect you because this is what I was born to do. Here, in my domain, there is no one to protect. All right, we are on the next chapter now. The next chapter is called The Littlest Big Top on Earth. We're right here on page 11. My neighbors here at the Big Top Mall know many tricks. They are an educated lot, more accomplished than I am. One of my neighbors plays baseball, although she is a chicken. Another drives a fire truck, although he is a rabbit. Sorry guys, I had a hiccup there. I used to have a neighbor, a sleek and thoughtful seal, who could balance a ball on her nose from dawn till dusk. Her voice was like the throaty bark of a dog chained outside on a cold night. Children wished on pennies and tossed them into her plastic pool. They glowed on the bottom like flat copper stones. The seal was hungry one day. Or bored. Perhaps. So she ate 100 pennies. Mac said she'd be fine. He was mistaken. Mac calls our show The Littlest Big Top on Earth. Every day at 2, 4, and 7, humans fan themselves, drink sodas, applaud. Babies wail. Mac, dressed like a clown, pedals a tiny bike. A dog named Snickers rides on Stella's back. Stella sits on a stool. It is a very sturdy stool. I don't do any trick. Mac says it's enough for me to be me. Stella told me that some circuses move from town to town. They have humans who dangle on ropes twinning from the tops of tents. They have grumbling lions with gleaming teeth and a snaking line of elephants, each clenching the limp tail in front of her. The elephants look far off into the distance so they won't see the humans who want to see them. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. Our circus doesn't migrate. We sit where we are, like an old beast too tired to push on. After our show, humans forage through the stores. A store is where humans buy things they need to survive. At the Big Top Mall, some stores sell new things. Things like balloons and t-shirts and caps to cover the gleaming heads of humans. Some stores sell old things, things that smell musty and damp and long forgotten. All day I watch humans scurry from store to store. They pass their green paper, dry as old leaves, smelling of 1,000 hands, back and forth and back again. They hunt frantically, stalking, pushing, grumbling. Then they leave, clutching bags filled with things, bright things, soft things, big things. But no matter how full the bags, they always come back for more. Humans are clever indeed. They spin pink clouds you can eat. They build domains with flat waterfalls. But they are noisy hunters. Title of the next chapter is called Gone. Here we are, right here on page 14. Some animals live privately, unwatched, but that is not my life. My life is flashing lights and pointing fingers and uninvited visitors. Inches away, humans flatten their little hands against the wall of my glass that separates us. The glass says, you are this, and we are that. And that is how it will always be. Humans leave their fingerprints behind, sticky with candy, slick with sweat. Each night, a weary man comes to wipe them away. Sometimes I press my nose against the glass. My nose print, like your fingerprint, is the first and last and only one. The man wipes the glass, and then I am gone. All right, we're right here at the next chapter, Artist. Here in my domain, I do not have much to do. You can only throw so many meatballs at humans before you get bored. A meatball is made by rolling up dung until it's the size of a small apple, then letting it dry. I always keep a few on hand. That's his poop, guys. For some reason, my visitors never seem to carry any. Wonder why? In my domain, I have a tire swing, a baseball, a tiny plastic pool filled with dirty water, and even an old TV. I have a stuffed toy gorilla, too. Julia, the daughter of the weary man who cleans the mall each night, gave it to me. The gorilla has empty eyes and floppy limbs, but I sleep with it every night. I call it Not Tag. Tag was my twin sister's name. Julia is 10 years old. She has hair like black glass and a wide half-moon smile. She and I have a lot in common. We are both great apes, and we are both artists. It was Julia who gave me my first crayon, a stubby blue one, slipped through the broken spot in my glass, along with a folded piece of paper. I knew what to do with it. I'd watched Julia draw. When I dragged the crayon across the paper, it left a trail in its wake, like a slithering blue snake. Julia's drawings are wild with color and movement. She draws things that aren't real. Clouds that smile and cars that swim. She draws until her crayons break and her paper rips. Her pictures are like pieces of a dream. I can't draw dreamy pictures. I never remember my dreams. Although I sometimes awaken with my fists clenched and my heart hammering. My drawings seem pale and timid next to Julia's. She draws the ideas in her head. I draw the things in my cage. Simple items that fill my days. An apple core, a banana peel, a candy wrapper. I often eat my subjects before I draw them. But even though I draw the same things over and over again, I never get bored with my art. When I'm drawing, that's all I think about. I don't think about where I am, about yesterday or tomorrow. I just move my crayons across my paper. Humans don't always seem to recognize what I've drawn. They squint, cock their heads, murmur. I'll draw a banana, a perfect, lovely banana, and they'll say, it's a yellow airplane, or it's a duck without wings. That's all right. I'm not drawing for them. I'm drawing for me. Mac soon realized that people will pay for a picture made by a gorilla, even if they don't know what it is. Now, I draw every day. My works sell for $20 a piece, $25 with a frame, at the gift shop near my domain. If I get tired and need a break, I eat my crayons. All right, guys, we're going to stop right there. That is the end of page 18. This is our first section. We're going to kind of refer to them kind of like sections instead of chapters because, again, like I said, we go through a lot of chapters in that time. But that's our first section. So you will have assignments for pages 1 through 18, which is what I just read to you. Those will be posted on Google Classroom. So I hope you enjoyed the beginning of our story, and I'm so excited to keep reading.